Hello, Nicole. Hello, Joshua. Daddy loves you very much. Our lesson tonight is do not love the world. It comes from 2 Peter 2:15. So, do not love the world or any things that belong to the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in them. For everything that belongs to the world, and the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride in one's lifestyle, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world with its lust is passing away, but the one who does God's will remain forever. That being said, God is not asking you to not love people. Okay, so the world is the thinking, the culture, it's a feel-good kind of thing. So the thing is that we love the sinner, we hate the sin. We don't always agree with people's lifestyles, of course, because they're very ungodly lifestyles. They don't line themselves up with the Bible at all. But we do love the person, period. Whether they come to church or not. We respect them, we love them. Don't have to agree with the person's lifestyle. It says, do not love the world or the things that belong to the world. There's a lot of things that belong to the world. I'm not saying having money is bad, but the love of money, it's bad. Chasing after it so much so that you lose your salvation, you lose your family, not worth it. For everything that belongs to the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. At this point, it could be physical lust, it could be sexual, but it also could be lust for other things. People lust for food. People lust for fame, fortune. Anything you lust after, you make it an idol of your life. That becomes your God. And it takes place of God. It could be alcohol, drugs, sex, famous people, food, whatever it is. It says, don't live your life like the world does. Because the world is passing away. But the ones who does God's will remain forever. Remember, you are just a stranger passing through this world. What does that mean? That you will die. Mommy and daddy will die. Your grandparents will die. This life is super short. We are just strangers here. We are here to do God's will. What's God's will? Well, God's will is pretty much to imitate Him on earth. How do we imitate Him? With mercy, love, grace, compassion. Something that we are not typically designed to do because we make horrible gods is judge people. We leave that up to God. God is the ultimate judge. He can truly judge the heart because He knows each side of the story. We don't always. When we try to judge, we don't always do a good job. So, but our job is to love people, encourage them, pray for them. But not run after what they run after. People will run after the latest fashion. And I'm not saying it's bad to wear clothes. However, is that what you're lusting after? Like, oh my, I have to have the Nike. You don't understand. I have to have it or I'm nobody if I don't. Then you're lusting after it. I have to drive a Ferrari. I'll be nobody if I don't. I have to have it. You're lusting after it. If I don't live in that big house and the big mansion and the big cars and have all the fame in the world, I'll be nobody. And what happens is that we see the people who do get the fame, the fortune, the money. And in the tabloids, these are the magazines that have all the stuff of the movie stars in it. It shows their lives, that their lives are falling apart. There's chaos. There's destruction. There's anarchy. There's horrible things that happen to all these people who have all the world and then some. They're no more happier than the guy who's homeless. Sometimes the guy who's homeless is more happy than they are because all their stuff and all their lust for everything, the fame, the fortune, drugs, sex, whatever it is to fill their lives is not making them happy at all. And often they take their lives. And again, I can go into the grocery stores and look at these tabloids where it shows the lives of all the people who are super rich, who are super famous, who have the good looks, who have everything this life could possibly offer, and they are miserable because the one thing they don't have is God. And I remember there was a time when I was homeless, and the only thing before I met your mother, the only thing I had was God. I had a Bible. That's it. Didn't even have my food for the day. I was struggling, but I still had peace. I still had joy because I had God. And my faith in God has brought me all over the world, has brought me from the brinks of homelessness several times to having a place like this. And many, many jobs that I shouldn't have had. Again, you will have two paths to choose. You can either walk the broad path, as the Bible calls it, the broad path, where the majority of the people on this planet will walk. They will follow after the world. They will love it. They will embrace the world, and they will become addicted to following the world. But with it, you will compromise your character. You will compromise godly values. You'll compromise your relationship with God, and then you'll compromise yourself, your personal values, to achieve whatever it is in this world that you want to achieve. But when you don't love the world, you can still be successful, except you don't have to sacrifice your soul, who you are as a person, and you can still stay godly. You won't take the same route that other people do because the route is very narrow. You will care about people's feelings. You will care what God thinks about your decisions. Like, should I try to hurt my coworker in some way so I can get promoted and she doesn't or he doesn't? No. You should trust in God because God will help promote you. You shouldn't act and do the things that people in the world do, which are very deceitful, very hurtful, very mean. Our mission here on earth is to do God's will, and God's will is to imitate God's love, mercy, grace, compassion, and it revolves around in love to bring heaven to earth. And how do we bring heaven to earth? By, again, modeling or emulating, which is basically practicing out God's mercy, grace, and compassion and love, caring about others in their troubles. So that's the message today about do not love the world. And that doesn't, again, mean people, just means their lifestyle, their culture, their thinking. Don't embrace that, just do it if it feels good kind of thing, because that culture does still kill and destroy your body. It still kills and destroys peace, hope, love. It's horrible when people chase after this world because they think it's a great thing. But the thing that they find out is whenever they chase after the world and they think that the world is loving them, and they get completely sold out and give the world everything they have, including their soul, then they find out the world doesn't love them at all. They were just using them to get what they want out of them. And then the world throws them away. As many actors and actresses and movie stars and rock stars have all found, when they made all those compromises and they thought all those people loved them and there's nobody there. It was all fake. People told them whatever they wanted to hear so they could get what they wanted out of them. And that's the way the world loves. So I'm telling you that God loves us regardless if we'll ever follow him or not. He just chooses to love us. So you too choose to love people, whether they come to church or become a Christian ever. Just love them. Just respect them. Just show them mercy, kindness, and grace and compassion without an agenda. And the agenda is, well, I'm going to like this person. I'm going to be real nice to them because I want them to come to church and they'll become a Christian. Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting somebody to become a Christian. But the thing is don't just start loving people because that's your only motivation. Your motivation should be like, I'm going to love people because that's the way God loves them. regardless of what they choose to do or not choose to do, whether they ever come to church or don't come to church. You can still invite them. But if they say, no, I will never come to your church, okay, I will still love you. But I'll never come to your church. Okay, no problem. I'm still going to show you compassion and mercy and grace and be kind to you. And and still love you and forgive you. But I'll never come to your church. I'll never become a Christian. Okay, I understand. I'm saddened that you won't, but because you don't know what you're missing. But it's okay. If that's your decision, I can't change your mind. I am, regardless of what you choose, I am still going to love you. Period. Because that's how God loves. So, anyway, peace out.